Welcome to a special edition of MLSsoccer.com's Brazil Bound with former U.S. men's national team assistant coach Jesse Marsch. I'm Jason Seguini, and we are thrilled today to be previewing the U.S.-Ghana game, getting a scouting report from Ghana from Jesse, your old boss. Bob Bradley is on the phone with us. He is former U.S. men's national team coach, of course, former Egypt coach. He's seen a lot of Ghana, currently coaching at Staebek. Coach, welcome to Brazil Bound. Thanks for joining us.
It's good to be with you guys. Thanks.
Yeah, Bob, it's great having you here. Obviously, we prepared for Ghana in the 2010 World Cup. And then when you were the manager at Egypt, you played them in the final round of World Cup qualifying in Africa. So you might know them as well as anybody outside Ghana. So, what kind of team is this?
Talented. Different than 2010. Rivich was the coach. I thought he did an excellent job the way he organized his team. More or less a 4-1-4-1. He used Anthony Anand deep in the midfield. But at the end of the day, their talent, Gian, Asamoah, Prince Boateng, these kind of guys, that's what Ghana's really all about. So this time round, Rajović's assistant, Apia, is the coach. Seems like a solid guy. I think he has carried over some ideas, but still some of the pure organization that I think we saw in 2010 is not the same. They're a team that still so many dangerous guys, but the games at times can get a little bit open in the back. They can operate individually where it's not always organized perfectly, and then it can be hit or miss, whether guys make very good plays or whether or not they get beat or cause some bad fouls. So that is sort of the part to their game that I think can still be tested in a strong way by the United States.
Yeah, and you talk about so many of their talented attacking players. What was your tactics and approach to try and stop some of those guys?
Oh boy, I mean, I'm not sure after the first game in Kumasi I'm the one to speak to about that. But, we had looked at so many of their games. They went through a period where they liked 4-4-2, and they would play Gian and Juarez as the two strikers.
Yeah.
In that first match, both Montari and Essien had been sort of out of the picture for a while, and they came back in and they played them together in central midfield. And we felt that we still, with the ball, could control the game, that we had worked on, if necessary, playing with a free man in the back. And actually, after about 10 minutes, we went from a version of 4-3-3 to more like a version of 3-4-3. But we paid the price for some bad turnovers, some tough decisions. Their first goal came when a ball got played forward to Juarez. Walgoma tried to just make a step up on Gian, and Juarez played a little outside of the foot first time pass that caught our line, and early in the match Gian was now in and with his right foot finished to the far post where it hit the inside of the post and went in. So the first game for us, Juarez and Gian caused trouble. We lost some bad balls. Played into their athleticism. And it's a game where from 18 to 18, Egypt played a good game. But against Ghana, that doesn't get you points because you still have to make plays defensively to deal with their athleticism, and you have to punish them in moments in the attack when you get inside their box. Our one goal came on a penalty where we did play a good ball behind to Mohamed Salah, and Somalia came over and took them down. We got the PK, made the game 2-1, but still where it counted in the penalty area on both sides in that match, they were stronger and they were better, and that played to the score.
Coach, a lot of times we've seen the U.S. national team benefit from set pieces. It's been kind of a strength of the team before. How does Ghana look on set pieces on both ends of the field? Are they a team that defends them very well, or can they be exposed? And then on the other end, how are they in the attacking end?
I would say that defensively on set pieces, they are a little bit all over the shop. So I think this is a weakness. Of course, I think one other big variable is what kind of play they get in the goal. In the last World Cup, I thought Kingston played quite well. When I look back on the game against the U.S., I thought he had an excellent match. Whether they choose Dauda or Kouassi, I don't think either one's at the same level. So I think the U.S. can capitalize on set-piece situations. Ghana's still got some size. They're athletic, but I think they lose track of people, and it's an area that the U.S. can take advantage of. On the flip side, they're also a dangerous threat on their attacking set pieces. They deliver very, very good balls. Asamoah with his left foot hits hard swerving balls with pace. And they've got some athletic guys who can attack the ball. Gian, of course, is one. Andre Ayew is not a real tall player, but athletically in the air, I would say very strong. Mensah and Boy, if they're the central backs, give some height. Even a player like Juarez, who's short, still is quick off his feet and a threat. So I think that they have ability on their set pieces, but I see the U.S.'s chances on the attacking side in set pieces to be very important in the game.
You talked a little bit about manager James Appiah, and I don't know how well you know him, but could you give us a little bit about what kind of mentality he's put in that group now with the last 4 years and what their team's mentality will be like going into the World Cup?
I think he's a strong individual, well respected, and I think he wants players that are all in. I think one of the question marks is where Boateng is in his mind going into this World Cup. With Boateng, there's always a little bit of drama, and there's times when he's outside the team. When he came back for the two matches that we played, he had a slight injury, so he was not in the squad when we played in Kumasi. And then he used him as a reserve in Cairo. He did get a late goal. But I think he's got certain guys that he believes in. Example would be Mohamed Rabiu, young midfielder, plays for Kuban Krasnodar. And he's an athletic, physically talented midfielder. And I think Appiah likes him a lot. So there are certain players that I believe he counts on. But I think there's still a high level of respect within the team for him because he's no nonsense. And I think that after Rajovic was there, I think they see it as being a source of pride that a Ghanaian now is the manager.
Well, Coach Bradley, we want to thank you very much for joining us here on Brazil Bound to give us some insight into Ghana. I want to wish you the best of luck for the rest of your season at Staebek.
Thanks, guys. Good to talk to you, and keep up the good work.
All right. Thanks, Bob.
Thanks again to Bob Bradley. Remember, you can keep watching all the editions of Brazil Bound here on MLSsoccer.com. Just go to MLSsoccer.com/World Cup for all your World Cup coverage.